Air tonight through tomorrow morning. Temperatures more reflective of winter numbers rather than fall numbers, but we are going to see a moderating trend, and believe it or not, we'll be back into the lower 80s this weekend and might stay there for a while we'll be watching maybe a tropical system trying to get or push toward the southeastern Gulf. More on that in just a bit, but here's the big picture as we look at the water vapor imagery. Big ridge of high pressure dominating from New Mexico across Texas, and that low pressure trough on the east coast producing some real chilly air off to the northeast. Well, that northwest flow with that high pressure system conspiring to give us nice and dry conditions, an area of cloud to be found across the area, but not the case as we get out into the western portions of the Caribbean. Look at this, another tropical storm going through a rapid intensification cycle. It was a tropical storm yesterday. Now this is looking very close to a Category 5 storm to me. Officially, it's a Category 4 rather, with 130 mile per hour winds, but is expected to become a high-end Category 4 prior to making landfall. It looks like somewhere in northeastern Nicaragua and then kind of meandering through Central America. Now, this is mountainous terrain, so whatever storm gets here is going to get shredded apart, but the models continue to insist, and we're going to show you this, on some potential redevelopment down the line, but nonetheless, very heavy rainfall, slow mover here. This is going to produce 20-30 inches of rain, if not more, major mudslides and more than likely fatalities, as we almost invariably see with storms that hit down here across portions of Nicaragua and Honduras, in a third world country that is rarely prepared for tropical systems. And then after that, beyond that, this is going out over 7 days. The models peak our interest with some redevelopment here, and some of those models pushing southeastern Gulf of Mexico or toward Florida, maybe across over toward the Bahamas. But the bottom line, we'll have to keep an eye on this one, and we'll be talking about it for at least 2 weeks. So here we go as we get into the weekend. Part of the system reemerges out here in the western Caribbean. We're not sure if this is going to keep the name Eta or go to the next name Theta, but both the GFS and the Euro strengthen the system back up to at least a tropical storm, potentially a hurricane, and the European model much more bullish, and this is a little bit earlier run, but much more bullish on a deepening tropical system in the western Caribbean that could become a major hurricane again, and then meandering toward the Yucatan Peninsula, western Cuba, and can't rule out the eastern Gulf or Florida at this point, so something that we'll have to keep an eye on. Louisiana not in the crosshairs, and hopefully it stays that way, but we're going to watch the system for the next 2 weeks the way it's looking right now. Near term for us, though, the chill is in the air, upper 30s tonight. Now, once you get below 40 and temperatures meet up with that dew point, you could produce some patchy frost. Ground temperatures, though, still have a lot of residual warmth from earlier in the fall and going back through the summer, so maybe a slight risk of some patchy frost, especially northern parishes of Acadiana, anywhere it's 40 or below, so keep that in mind. You may want to take care of the tender vegetation north of I-10 in the more rural areas. 41 the common number along I-10, and lower 40s down to the coast as well, so chill in the air. And then tomorrow it warms up nicely. We'll get into the lower 70s tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow night back down into the mid 40s. Great sleeping weather here, and as we head into Wednesday, temperatures into the mid 70s and only warmer as we go on down the road. So winter chill in the air with clear skies, most areas above the frost zone, but as we indicated, make sure you want to take care of that tender vegetation, some tomato plants that you may still have going or whatever. 41 the low tonight. If we hit that, that's going to be the coldest reading since March 7th. So some of the chilliest temperatures going back to early March 8 months ago. The normal low should be about 54. Then 72 the high tomorrow with lots of sunshine. Beautiful day, lighter winds, less of a breeze. If you're a biker like me, a bicycler like me, you really look at those winds because you're fighting them down the line. Mid to upper 70s for the rest of the week with fair to partly cloudy skies into the weekend. Maybe a slight chance of a shower on Sunday, but overall quiet pattern with daytime highs getting back into the low to mid 80s perhaps, and overnight lows going from the 40s into the 50s later this week and then into the 60s by this weekend. Overall, not a bad pattern, Jim, but those who are looking for these cool temperatures to last much more than a couple of more days, out of luck, at least for now.
That's okay. We just like a taste of it every so often. That's all we're asking for, Rob.
I'm happier with these numbers right here.
Yeah, those are fine too, sure.
I can wear shorts. That's
all
the
right,
big thing.
very good.